Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. We're really happy that you're here watching this, whether it's live or whether it's recorded. My name's Tom Signorello. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. I've been a network marketing professional for 17 years, going on forever. I will never leave this industry. I love what we're doing. But this is not about me. This is about my guest today. We do these every month. I have one of the greatest in network marketing history. He's written over 50 books on network marketing skills and teaching people how to be able to use secret words to be able to help people have more success in the industry. So, with that being said, I'm going to turn the mic over to Tom, Big Al Schreiter. Tom, take it away.
Okay, and like we were talking before, let's do something basic that we can help every one of our new people do. So when they get started, their very first question is, who do I talk to? How will I get them to talk to me without sounding like a salesman? I don't want to get rejected. I don't want to be sleazy. I don't want to be banned from weddings and funerals. That sounds pretty typical. So I said, well, you're going to have to say something. And there's two ways to handle rejection. Way number one is eye of the tiger, vision of an eagle, other dead animal body parts, chant affirmations, sing the company song, yell in the mirror, I'm one with the universe, um, just go out and get 100 no's. That's one way of handling it. I've never been able to make that way work. It just feels awful, but it is a way. The other way is to completely avoid rejection so you don't have to deal with it. So if you're looking for me for the formula to have this super mindset and bravery and all that, no, no, not here. I just say, why don't we just do something different so it's not rejected? Oh, okay. That seems like a plan for a lot of people. So uh, what could we say? Well, how about this? Uh, are people noisy? Nosy? Is that a word? They always want to peek inside other people's business. That's why they read the Facebook posts, what bad happened to you today? So, taking advantage of that, people are always curious about our lives. Not big curious, just small amounts. So, here's what you could start off by saying. I just started my part-time business 3 months ago. Now, that doesn't scare anybody. Just an announcement of what you did. And then what we're going to do is give them permission to say, hey, could you tell me about it? So, how do you do that? Well, here's the words. Would you like to know what happened? So that's the benefit plus permission formula we've talked about in the past. You can see it in some of Tom's past videos. So I give a benefit. I started my part-time business 3 months ago, and would you like to know what happened? Or you could say, would you like to know how I'm doing? And what percentage of the people are going to say, yeah? I'd say just about everybody except maybe some rude, selfish jerk who you probably wouldn't want in your business anyway. So that's kind of self-selection there. I say, well, that was super easy for me to do. I guess I can duplicate that. I can teach that to people. So if you're writing it down, I just started my part-time business 3 months ago or whatever time it is. Would you like to know what happened or would you like to know how I'm doing? I say, well, I think everybody I have would probably be able to post that on Facebook or something and start conversations. But when they say, yeah, what are we going to say next? Well, what we're going to do is use a 5-word neural shortcut. And you don't have to be a brain scientist to make this work. It's going to work automatically. All you're going to say is, here is the short story. 5 words. And as soon as you say that, people are like relieved. Oh, short story. It's just going to be a story. I love stories. I'm programmed to love stories. I love stories since childhood. And short, oh yeah, I really like short because I want to get back to watching Netflix. And that's really cool here. And stories are stories. It's not a sales presentation or sales pitch. And you say, well, that was pretty easy. And all I have to do is tell them a little story of what happened. They say, well, that was incredibly easy. And you say, but I don't want to start that way. I want to start differently. Well, hang around Tom here. He has like 100 different ways to start, but here's another one just so you have variety. You can ask this question to people somewhere when it's appropriate in conversation. Do you love helping other people? Now, what do you think 99.9% of the people are going to say? Well, yeah, I do. I'm not a jerk. I'm not selfish. I'm not an idiot. Even if they're a little bit selfish, they still say, yeah, I love helping other people. And then you're going to say, well, if you love helping other people, then you will love this. Then you will love this. Now, what has happened here? There is a resident program in our minds that tells us to do things. We don't think very much as humans. For instance, you trip, you're going to fall on your face. Your mind doesn't say, well, it looks like I'm advancing my face toward the sidewalk at T16 square. And at this rate here in about, zero point 0.8 seconds, I should. No, that's not how we do it. Your brain has a program from when we were 9 or 10 months old. Like if you're going to fall, put your hands up in front of your face. It's an automatic program. This happens with no thinking. It's just like an automatic reflex. So if you fall, hands in front. Somebody says hi, you say hi back. You don't really think about these things. Well, there's thousands of these programs our minds run on because our minds are pretty limited. We have to save space for Netflix. So what is one of the programs? It's called if and then, THEN. This particular neural program runs like this. If you say, if this certain event happens, and then you say the word then, and then you tell them what's going to happen next. And when you do this, the program in their mind says, well, that has to be true because you said if and then. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, that's just stupid. I know, but most of the programs we have in our head are just stupid. Get over it. It's just the way it is. Now, we got this program from parents like, if you don't eat your vegetables, then you won't have a Wi-Fi password tonight. If you don't get a passing grade, then you got to do this whole grade over again in school. It's just been drilled into us. So when we use the words if then, people will naturally want to believe what we say is true. So we don't have to deal with a lot of skepticism. It's just a good way to present our message. So what has happened when we use the if and then? People want to help others. And then we gave them a subconscious command, then you will love this. And they're going to say, well, whatever you say next, I'm probably going to love. And now at least we have a pleasant person waiting for our message. They may want to do it or not, but at least they're pleasant. So if you want to have an extra income, then you'll love this. If you want more time with your children, then you'll love this. If you hate going to work on Monday mornings, then you'll love this. If your advertising budget costs a lot, then you'll love this. If you like saving money, then you'll love this. If you want to live longer, then you'll love this. And you say, oh, man, I could do this over and over. So that's just another way of starting it. You say, all right, I can start. No matter, but let's go back to the story thing. So I understand there's lots of ways to start, but I just want to learn about the story tonight. So let's do it. So what's the short story? Well, if you study story, there's the 12-part hero's journey and all these complicated things. But let me just give you like the simplest story ever told. And here's the simplest story ever told. Something happened. And something changed. We did something to fix it. And then it was better. The end. And we've done this story all the time in our lives, so we don't have to have a long training on this. So first of all, let's start with something happened. If we want people to believe us, we want to talk about things that they believe. So we're going to talk about something that happened to them. And they say, well, that happened for sure, so I can trust you because you talk the truth. But what do we want to happen? What we want to have happening is a problem. The purpose of business is to solve people's problems. So if we're going to be talking about a problem, people are naturally motivated to want to fix the problem. We don't have to use any motivational techniques. People just hate having problems. So we're going to start with if you have this problem and you do something about it, and then the problem gets solved. They say, oh, okay. So how would that sound in real life? So let's say you sold um, a marketing advertising program. And somebody said, oh, I'm a pizzeria and I spend, 1,000 every month on Facebook ads. I don't know if it's working or not. So you might start by saying, so here's the short story. Uh, if you spend money on advertising, it costs a lot. And they're going, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. And they're nodding their head, just like you are, Tom, just like I am. But you can save all that money and use a virtual one with this card program that costs $10 a month. So your maximum out of pocket is $10 a month. And then all that money you used to spend on advertising, you can actually use to pay bills and make your pizzeria more profitable. The end. People go, that's a pretty good story. And then they're going to say, what? Well, so how's it all work? But let's stop at this moment here. What has happened is they have made a decision that they want the outcome. Because our original micro story here is not about what we do, how we do it, etc. No, no, no. It's only about the outcome. The first decision prospects have to make is, do I want the outcome? If I want the outcome, then I'll have the patience to listen to the details. But if they've already made a decision, I want the outcome, we've done our job. The details are pretty easy. The big sale or decision thing is, do I want the outcome? You say, well, that's pretty good, but I sell weight loss. Okay, let's try one for weight loss. And you say, dieting just really hurts and we're always hungry. Problem. But there's a shortcut we can do by just taking this magic capsule every morning. Oh, and then we never have to worry about going on a diet again. The end. You say, wow, you cheated. You used the shortcut word because the shortcut I know has programs going on in their minds. As soon as they say shortcut, they say, I'm all in shortcuts. I'm lazy. I've been programmed to save my energy in case dinosaurs chase me. Yeah, okay, got it. The point is, how long did that take? And that's what we do. The company has plenty of details. They probably even have a company video or a website or brochures. Or there's thousands of reports and PDFs you can show people. The details are easy. They're out there already. The company doesn't need us for details. The company needs us to get people to make a decision. I want the outcome. And we can do this in seconds. And you say, well, yeah, but I sell skincare. Okay, let's try one for skincare. Uh, don't you hate it when our skin makes that crinkly sound every night as it gets drier and ages when we sleep? Yeah. Uh, most people would like to be able to stop it with a special cream. Oh, yeah. Now that I've stopped it on my face, I feel good every night when I go to bed because I don't have to, stay awake listening to all that crinkly sound. The end. Oh, how about this? Do you ever hate Monday mornings, getting up and fighting traffic and 5 days of going to work? Yeah. So what I did, I started a part-time business that finally made enough money where I can take Mondays off and only work 4 days a week. Now I have 3-day weekends for the rest of my life. My life is complete. The end. Short story. And people say, okay, I got it. The company is partnering with me. The company says, we have all this information. We have lawyers. We do everything. All you got to do is get people to say, yes, I want the outcome. Yeah, that's our job. And that only takes seconds if we take the time to learn how to talk to people correctly. So there's enough ways to start your business right away. You have the most baby step story formula ever. And a new person could probably learn how to do this in 15 or 20 minutes right after signing up. So with that, Tom, let me turn it back to you.
I don't. You can't be serious. We can't end in just a few minutes like that. Well, oh my gosh, it's been 20 minutes. Holy cow. Well, that's
When
wonderful.
we talk about stories, it goes fast.
Yeah, you had me in a trance. Now I see why you're so great at what you do. In fact, you give away lots of tips every week on what is it, bigalbooks.com.
Yeah, twice a week we send out tips of just cool stuff to say because that's how we're being judged on what we say. So we might as well do a good job of it.
Yeah.
And it's free, well within most people's budget, so they can keep their money for important things like TikTok and Netflix.
Lifetime financing.
Yeah.
All right. BigLBooks.com. Well, I know I subscribe to it. I get the tips every week. I love them. And I recommend everybody go ahead and do that. So um, we do these every month. So stay tuned. Come back to tomsignorello.com. You'll be able to see all the videos that Big Al and I have done over the last year. And we're doing more and more. And hopefully we'll keep doing these because I love doing them. Tom, thanks for your time today.
Hey, good luck doing stories.
All right. Take care.